if I look, when we look at each statement that's given, when you're coming up with your reason, try to see how it changed between lines. So like if I look at the first one here, it went from, the given was the equation 3 parentheses 5x minus 7 equals 11x minus 13. Or think about, what would you do first to solve this? Yeah, you would distribute, okay? So let me just change my font here. So we would end up just distributing. Oops. So that is our reason here, because they're showing you the result of distributing. So we would just write distributive, we want to abbreviate property. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. Look at like line 2 to line 3. Okay, if I look on the left side of line 2, it has 15x minus 21, but then it went to 4x minus 21. And then we had 11x minus 13, but now it's just minus 13. Yeah, they subtracted, let me just change my font right here. They subtracted the 11x on both sides to get 4x as a result. Okay, so because they use subtraction on both sides of the equal sign, this would be our subtraction, POE. Now, from line 3 to line 4, they added, yes, they got rid of the constant 21, so they added 21 to both sides, so this would be the addition property of equality, POE. And then the last thing to solve for x, what did they do here? They divide, so then this is just division, POE. So like they're going to gradually kind of take away steps. Okay, so use what they give you to kind of come up with the reason between each line. So if you look at number 2, they already wrote the first statement and the given. So let's look from statement 1 to statement 2. How did it change to go from 10x minus 2 to 16x minus 2? Yeah, they had to eliminate the 6x, the minus 6x, by adding 6x. So we're just solving equations. So if you want to like do the scratch work of solving it on a sheet of paper, you can. Or if you just want to write this, the step to eliminate. So since they added 6x, this would be addition property of equality. Then now they're getting this x term isolated from line 2 to line 3. And the only way to do that would be to add 2 to both sides. So they use addition property of equality again. Now to solve for x, to isolate that x, you would end up having to divide by 16 on both sides. So the last reason would be the division, POE. Okay. All right. So now see how they just slowly but surely they're going to start taking away some of the statements. See if you can complete it on your own. So always the first reason is what? Yeah, so we're just going to put the given equation. So if I look at the given equation, 4x plus 5 parentheses 6x minus 10 equals negative 16, our first step to solving would be what? Yeah, you have to distribute the 5. So what they want on line 2 is the result of the distributing. So this would turn into 4x plus the 30x minus 50 equals the negative 16. And we're going to write our reason as the distributive. I'm just going to abbreviate property. Now, who knows what we would need to do next here to solve this? Combine like terms, exactly. We would have to combine these x's. And when I do this line now, line 3, is going to be 34x minus 30 equals negative 16. So you can write CLT for combine like terms, or you can say simplify. Okay. All right, so to solve for x here, we need to isolate that x. We got to get that 34x by itself. So what do we need to do next? Plus the 50, yes. And if I add 50 to both sides of the equation, we end up on line 4 with 34x, equals 34. And because we added 50 on both sides, we used the addition property of equality. Then our last step would be solve for x by dividing 34 on both sides. So x here would be equal to 1 using our division property of equality. So here, now we're going from giving you little pieces to see if you can start and finish a proof on your own. So always the first statement is the given equation here. So we're going to have 9 parentheses 2x minus 3 equals a negative 7 parentheses x minus 4, and our reason is given. To solve, what we need to do next? Yeah, we would need to distribute. So that's going to be my reason. Distribute property. And if I distribute the 9, this turns into 18x minus 27. If I distribute the negative 7, this becomes a negative 7x plus 28. So we need to get the x's on the left side, right? So we need to eliminate this minus 7x addition. So we're going to have addition property of equality, bless you. When I add the 7x, this becomes 25x minus 27 equals 28. Then, let me scroll this up just a little bit. Yeah, we're going to add 27 to get the x term isolated. So, sorry, come on, close. Okay, there it goes. So if I add 27 on both sides, I want to scroll up. Yep, it turns into 55. So we have 25x equals 55, and that was our addition property again. To solve, we're just going to divide. Now, this is what happens. When we divide by 25 on both sides, we end up with this fraction, 55 over 25, using the division property. But this fraction can be reduced. You can simplify that. And that means that it will reduce to x equals 11 over 5. And so all we did for that last step was simplify the fraction. Okay? All right, so on the back, which is what I want you to try on your own and complete, you have some more, kind of like some of the statements are given or some of the reasons are given to give you clues to finish. So they kind of give you some hints on the first 2, and then you have 2 to kind of complete on your own from start to finish. Yes?
May I go back to before, please?
Now, like I said, since you're solving equations, if you need to do this work, some scratch work on another sheet of paper, you can. Oh yeah, I'm gonna come around and do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that next while you're doing this. And okay. And hold on.